Like to take your seats? Okay, I'm going to turn the meeting over to our Chairman Ed Long of Municipal Services Committee. Ed?
This is a continuation of our committee and commission's reports started first of the year. This, Mayor, will end it up. These are the last two that we've got, and we've had a lot of good information come to us. Our departments and committees work hard, and for that I am thankful, and I know you are as well. Jay?
Hello? Okay. I'm going to present on behalf of the Cabot A&P. I gave you a package. If anybody from the public needs, I got some over here extras. So I made a resume, and the first page is just a quick one. So you don't have, and then you have the other ones too. But I gave you 3 years. The collection for 2021 was 1.2, 360, 568, and 80 cents. Out of that, we have given to Cabot Parks and Rec on the operating budget fund, which is $52,750. The pool pack, which is $3,000, which is sunsetting in January next year, around. And the turf payment is $10,005.46. And also we give out for the water slide restoration extra. And we give out in January for the pool work that they are doing. The other ones is, some of it is the fundings that we have done. Do you want me to go one by one, or it's okay to skip over? Just give you the main ones, or you want it one by one? Mr. Ed? Okay, so we use A&P, the lockbox with Centennial Bank. So they receive the check and they process and send an email to us. And then the administrative services and collection. And then we have that awards. And then we have building bridges, fine arts in the park. The Cabot Christmas Parade was $5,000. Cabot Country Cruiser Family Track Night was $1,500. Cabot Fest, we have given $50,000. And Cabot Gymnastics Academy Gym Meet, we have given $1,500. We give to the Cabot High School Athletics Department for a state softball tournament, $6,800. The CFAC, which we had the film festival in downtown, was $9,950. We receive a refund on the mural that they have done. Christmas Business Open House, $5,200. Christmas in Cabot is $32,000. City of Cabot Retail Attractions, this is a study that the city did. 4th of July fireworks in combination with Cabot Parks and Rec. Tribe photos is $5,000. Then we pay the attorney fees. And then the community advertising is that, and we advertise in magazines like Arkansas, Metro Guide, and some other ones, small, for the advertising for the community of. Also, we give out to Ellis Tucker, which does our audit. We did the website, which is Cabot A&P. So we use that Tish Fellis. So we created the website with IDM. The Lono County Master Gardeners, membership directory printing, office supplies. Pay Simple is the new collection that you go online and you pay your credit card or ACH. And then the postage, and then the Randy Beaver golf tournament. Several did not happen last year, like Strawberry Fest, the Air Force Ball, the Cabot County Cruisers, the Civil War Muster did not happen last year, so we were in okay with that. Right now in the account, we have two accounts. We have the investment account and the checking operating. So in total, right now, as of February 2022, we have $425,126.86. And second page is just the approved 2022 budget. And the other one is the current one until February, because then we get the numbers in next month in. And the last one was the current 2021. Any questions?
Jay, can you explain to the folks about the Pay Simple collection and what that involves and what the details are of that, how we came about?
Okay. The Pay Simple, it's a collection pass-through that we have come up. We just started and we have to review the rates, but it was 0.65 for ACH transaction. And then there is a top of it, it's a fee that passes on to use on the amount total. The credit card is about 2.45, I think, that goes on into that. And then we passed in total about 3% to the whoever pays for it. In the ACH, we are passing only $1. But we will have to revise that into the next meeting so we know what we are heading, because we didn't have no clue of how much it's going to cost us in total until we revise and talk to them to reduce some rates.
So the Pay Simple option was a avenue that AMP took in order to allow businesses to pay their AMP taxes online, so that they didn't have to use the lockbox. Because a lot of these businesses, you know, especially restaurants folks, they operate on a different clock than a 9-to-5 business, so this gives them an advantage to pay their fees online.
And also, if somebody's from out of town, it's easier for them to do it online and faster to get the collections from them. But we are trying to make it into a cost neutral, so we don't have to pay from the budget for that. Any questions, Mr. Mayor? No? Yeah. Brandon? Maggie? Mr. Ron?
So that negotiation was 90 days after it started, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
90 days. Yeah. Any questions from the public? No? Okay. Mm-hmm. No, this is actual. The budget for Pay Simple is 840, so we have, oh, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. That all depends on, you know, however we receive the payments. So far, about 16 or less. 16? 16 businesses has used it instead of the 300. Yes. But then it does not reflect what we collect from.
Sir? No.
Mhm. Yes, sir, because we had some, after the year, we had some leftovers, and we just decided to do with that. Yes, sir. Yes. And there was another one from the chamber, Walls That Heals. It was a community veterans park. It was on Veterans Day that they had something, so we had donated $10,000 for it. I didn't went to the event, so I don't have too much details on it. And also, every single request that we get for funding, we are asking them to come back within 90 to 120 days after the event to make sure that the funds were used and it was used properly and appropriately. It's something that we started this year to do. Yes, sir. Yeah. But we are taking it now a little bit more seriously and making them to come back and present. I'm sorry? The. Mm-hmm. Yes. That was the actual in detail for 2021. Mm-hmm. Well, they present us the expenses they have. We have a form that we have designed, so they write whatever they have spent and what they have spent, but we don't see the receipts and actuals. No, we don't see the actual where they spend it and how they spend it.
So they could put whatever they wanted to in there.
Unfortunately, yes, that can happen.
Thank you.
Also, I want to take this time also to thank the Cabot Police Department and the fire for protecting on behalf of all the A&P. We want to say them thank you because they are doing a good job in keeping our businesses up and running, and if we have any issues, they come up for us. So, thank you. Somebody not behaving properly? No, we don't. We don't. I just wanted to say thank you. We come up every now and then with somebody not behaving rightly or, some public problems in a restaurant They can start a fight. No, I'm just saying that on behalf of all the restaurants. No, they contact the police department, but we just want to say thank you on behalf of the restaurants. Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, our next one is Parks and Rec. Greg, you want to do it right?
Yes, I believe so. Thank you. All right. Appreciate the opportunity to be before you tonight and get this thing figured out here. All right. Just want to thank you for the opportunity to be here and give you a quick update of 2021 on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Commission. It was a really good year. It is the continuing mission of the Cabot Parks and Recreation Commission to acquire, develop, and maintain exemplary parks and recreational facilities and facilitate programs that effectively contribute to the quality of life of all of our citizens. Cabot Parks and Recreation Commission would like to invite all citizens and those in the surrounding communities to get out and see our parks, and we offer a wide variety of things for people of all ages. On the screen there, you see our current commission. Of course, I'm the chairman. Sheila Dierman is the co-chairman. And then we have John C. Thompson, Tricia Ambo, John Rudd, Nick Whitaker, and Ashley Little. A good group of people that work together. We don't always agree on every little detail, but we always work together quite well. Just some numbers for this past year, the Veterans Park Community Center. As memberships move throughout the year, we maintain an average of about 3,500 members each month, and that's compared to about 3,300 last year, so we're up a couple of hundred. And compared to pre-COVID, I think pre-COVID we had somewhere around 3,822. So we're not quite back up to where we were pre-pandemic, but we're getting close. After the COVID restrictions were lifted, we had over 7,000 day passes. So 7,189 to be exact. So a lot of people visiting our community center each and every day. It's amazing to me all the different programs that we offer. If you look at just the fitness programs alone, both land and water, we had about 3,600 fitness classes throughout the year. So some things to remember, your first visit's always free, and it's more than just a workout. We try to make it a family fun environment for everybody. As far as the event center goes, we hosted approximately 219 events last year, ranging from city meetings, weddings, showers, fundraisers, benefits, birthdays, and retirement parties, free Stop the Bleed classes, and at least one blood drive each month. So this building that we're in tonight has been a busy building. Also, if you all remember, Governor Hutchinson chose Cabot and this facility here to host his very first COVID community conversation last year. So that was a big event for us. Celebrate the Season had 60 vendors for its annual shopping event. The event raised over $10,000 in food donations, and that's given to the Cabot Public School Backpack Program. So lot of things going on there. Our aquatics, we had offered about 553 had about 553 participants in our swimming lessons. Our Piranha summer swim team had about 85 participants, 50,000 plus entries in the Cabot Aquatic Park. 50,000 people throughout the summer went through there. We also, our outdoor water park had about 126 pool parties, and the indoor one had about 75 parties that were booked through it. And then at the end of the year, the indoor pool here, we ended up recoating it, getting it up to par for the coming year. Youth sports, just amazes me how many young people we reach. We had over 4,000 kids involved in our youth sports programs, and that ranges from baseball, basketball, soccer, tennis, volleyball, BMX, flag football, tackle football, cheer, and wrestling. So we offer all of those different programs there. As far as adult sports programs, we had about 225 adults registered in sports programs, including volleyball, basketball, and flag football. All that takes a lot of volunteers. And each one of those teams that participated have volunteer coaches and that sort of thing. We estimate that through the year 2021, we had about 20,000 hours of volunteers. Our volunteers donated about 20,000 hours of their time to make that all work out. And then we hosted a combination of 26 baseball and softball tournaments last year. For the last 10 years, Cabot has been and will continue to be a leader in the sports tourism industry. And, we bring in teams from all around, and that has a major impact on our local economy. And then as we move forward with the new indoor sportsplex, that should just multiply big time. Some maintenance projects that were completed. The dive well was coated in the aquatic park with all new coping around the pool. All the sports fields were aerated, top dressed, and overseeded with ryegrass. French drains were put in at the softball fields to give better drainage there. The tree canopy was raised in all of our parks for overall better sight lines. And then the shade structures were installed at the softball complex through some grant funding that we had. So a lot of things going on there. As far as the future goes, some things that are coming up. Development of our regional park with our mountain bike trail coming this next year. Concrete skate park, bicycle skill area, and walking trails along 4 Mile Creek along the land that the new land that we've purchased out there. We've got a complete fitness park, an outdoor fitness park that we're planning for Lincoln Street through some grant funding. And then we're going to finish coating 2 outdoor pickleball courts that we've been working on constructing over the last few months. So we should have those up and going pretty soon. Got a quick video here for you. Whoops. Hang on. Did something wrong, Travis. There it is. cut off, but as you all see, just amazing numbers, really. And it's just amazing to me what all Travis and his group does. We just want to leave you with this thought here. All of the numbers that we've given you, I mean, we just continue to increase in all areas. And for the spring enrollment in our spring sports, they're at an all-time high. So we just continue to grow, and Travis handles that real well. I'd want to express my thanks to him and recognize him and his group for all that they do. It truly amazes me all the different things that they have going on and what a great job they do. We truly have one of the greatest parks and recreation systems in the entire state. And I thank Travis for that. It's through his leadership that we're able to do that. Also want to thank Mayor Kincaid and the City Council for all of your support. Each and every time we need something, you guys work together with us to accomplish the same goal. And I think we've got a really great team here, and it pays off. It makes all the difference in the world. So with that, I'll be glad to answer any questions y'all may have.
No, sir, I don't have any. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Brandon.
Great presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Do you know where we are on the biking trail over to Ward?
On the biking trail, we to Ward, that I'm not sure of. We're still in the
May or may
process of getting, I think, grant money and getting all that finalized through Metro Plan on that part of it.
It's in design, final design with Craft and Toll and HAF, and I've met with them several times. I'm also on the Bicycle Regional Trailway Committee, and we're getting closer and closer to finalizing that area, and then we will begin applying for our area part of the trail here soon, hopefully by fall, to get the money to finish it, to get it done. Where there's some easements, but they don't want me to start asking for those until we know the plan is finalized, but we're getting close.
Good, I got time to save up for an e-bike.
You have a little bit of time,
I think our mountain bike trail, we're kind of waiting on the final footprint of the sportsplex and all that to get it settled, and then everything else should start to fall into place around that. So, well, thank you all. I appreciate it.
Yes, what you have is the culmination of the process of follow-up to the request for qualifications. I think 4 of you and some others reviewed those. We had 2 submissions that were scored, and CAPDD was the high scorer. And so we're going to execute contract with them to complete this process.
The last council meeting was the acceptance of the suggestion. Is what we worked last council meeting. Now we're doing the contract that is developed that way.
Correct.
So, yeah, just want to make sure that
It's the same.
we're not going to do contracts. Last week or 2 weeks ago was accepting the recommendation, and then that turned into negotiation with the mayor to come up with a contract, and that's what we got done tonight.
That's correct.
And
And I
this- and
misspoke,
just-
that was an RFP, a request for proposal. not-
Right, and what this is the APRA money that we're using to do the sewer expansion that we'll be working with Cabot wastewater. That's what this is all about. They'll be the administrator of the money.
Yeah, that treasury, I think you were on the same, but I was going to say treasury, open that up some, not make it quite as complicated, but it's necessary to have somebody that knows the federal banking properly.
Yes, sir. Maintain compliance. Yes, with the help of you guys. It was a rush, yes, sir.
We got done though, that's all.
That's right. get them on board this month. I think, and Tammy, correct me if I'm wrong, April 30th is we'll need their help this month to maintain our compliance and reporting. So,
Mr. Long, I'm getting texts that you're not close enough to your mic. People can hear you on Facebook.
Was to push down on the button.
Okay, okay,
I
then
bet
they
that
will
would help
probably
a
hear you.
bunch.
Yeah,
Has
I'm getting-
nothing to do with being close. It has to do with
Okay.
not operating it. Thank you, Mayor. I need a motion to send this to council, guys.
I'll make a motion to send this to full council.
I've got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a motion, second. Tammy, call the roll, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Okay, it goes to full council. The next item is item number 4, a resolution to authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into a lease agreement with Gary and Shannon Kuntz. I guess that's how you pronounce that, Mayor? Am I close?
Yes, sir, you're pretty close.
And this is being presented by you.
Yes, sir. This is for the Sears building. You know, we had originally bought that for $100,000 in a gift letter for the library, but we are doing a 3-year lease. We've talked to the library, that is fine for us to continue renting out that building to them, plus we don't want Sears to go anywhere. This is $4,400 a month for 3 years would be a $158,000 lease. So it's a little over that, counting, you know, this month and next month. But that's not in here, that's with the old lease. So the city's coffers will be increased by that, and we'll have another business partner within the community.
Able to work with them to keep them there until we need that. Maybe they'll give them an opportunity, another location, and stay in town. All right, I need a motion, guys.
I'll make a motion.
I've got a motion, I need a second.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to send it to full council. Tammy, please.
Long,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Coe.
Yes.
Mayor, thank you. That concludes my portion.
Thank you, sir. Next item is Budget and Personnel Committee, Chairman Matt Weber.
Our committee does not have anything at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Police and Fire Committee, Chairman James Reed.
Mayor, we don't have anything on our agenda for tonight.
Okay, just want to make it, James and I were over at Fire. One of our captains got the Medal of Valor for the CFPD for saving a man's life in the Dallas airport when he was on vacation. If he hadn't been there and revived him, he had no pulse or anything. He had to use the AED paddles and get him back to life. This man wouldn't be here today, so he deserved the Medal of Valor and received that today. Captain Matt Yandell. It'll be in the paper whenever Jeffrey puts it in there. He was there today. So I want to commend him and let you know the refurbished truck will be here Wednesday. So they're going to be touting it around town. So when you see it around town, it's all blacked out and it'll look like a new truck. So next up, Community Development Committee, Chairman Ed Long.
No, I don't have anything, and as I said last month, whenever the presentation was made, I'm going to get with our director and see if we can't do a once a quarter, just a quick update on that, and I think it'll be better to do it that way, maybe. I'll get with you and her. We'll
Okay,
talk
thank
about
you,
it.
sir. Military Affairs, Chairman Ron Waymack.
We have nothing this.
Okay, thank you, sir. General community input. Anyone want to come up and address the mayor and the council? Scene done, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Just an FYI real quick. I passed out a handout to everybody with the totals from the collection event that we had on March 19th. I did a side-by-side with last year's numbers, just for you to compare. Numbers were down on almost everything. Some things were up, but just, again, FYI.
Thank you, Matt. Did I get an adjournment or did I miss it?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Maggie.
Second.
Got a motion from Maggie, second from Matt to adjourn. 7:05, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we're going to move into our Cabot City Council meeting. Anyone need to take a break? All right, let's take about a 5-minute break. April 4th, 2022 council meeting order. First item, if you'd stand with me, opening prayer will be by Ed Long. And then after that, Councilmember Maggie Cope will do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to
You may be seated. Next item, Tammy, could you call roll for us?
Long,
Here.
Red,
Here.
Hillenberg,
Here.
Cope,
here.
Reed,
Here.
Weber,
Here.
Waymack.
All present. Next item is read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Can I have any action?
Make a motion, Mayor, that we read ordinances and resolutions by title only.
Second.
I got a motion by Ed, a second by Brandon, to read ordinances and resolutions by title only. Any discussion? See none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next item is city council old business. I don't have any old business, council. Do any of you have any? See none, we'll move to city council new business. We have several items, A through H tonight, but the first item requires us to go into a public hearing. So let the record show at 7:11, we're entering into a public hearing for ordinance number 10 of 2022. Would you like us to read the ordinance first?
The public hearing is required by Act 67 of 2021. As part of the agenda tonight, we're going to be considering an ordinance authorizing the issuance of sales and use tax bonds. One of those purposes is the broadband improvements that the voters approved at the election in August of 2021. The legislature requires, even though that we had a vote on this, that we actually hold a public hearing on the project itself. So that is what the public hearing is being held for. And if anybody has any questions about the project, any members of the public, hopefully, Mayor, you can answer their questions.
Thank you. At this time now, if anyone has any questions about the broadband improvements in this ordinance, please come to the mic and state your questions or comments to the mayor and the council. The bonds were sold today, which we'll talk about later, but they were sold. See no questions. Am I allowed to close the public hearing now? The public hearing is closed at 7:13. Next item, ordinance 10 of 2022, which is relating to the bonds. Please, Tammy.
Ordinance number 10 of 2022, an ordinance authorizing the issuance of sales and use tax bonds for the purpose of financing all or a portion of the cost of capital improvements, pledging a 1% sales and use tax to pay the principal of and interest on the bonds, prescribing other matters relating thereto, and declaring an emergency. First reading.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. I'd like to ask Jack Trumper from Stevens to come to the podium and discuss the sale today, and that we need to waive the second and third readings, and he'll request why. Thank you, Jack.
Great. Thank you, Mayor. Members of the council, great to be with you all this evening, and congratulations again on your successful election last year and the sale of your 2022 Series A and B bonds for the broadband improvements and for the remaining issuance that was authorized by the voters for the other projects. I'm sure that everybody has probably kind of watched and seen that we have been in a rising interest rate environment and that we've had some inflationary factors going on. Does everybody kind of agree with that? So we had your bond sale today, and I will tell you that the credit quality of Cabot's bonds came back in with an A+ stable outlook. The credit quality is great. We are just in an environment that investors are expecting yields to go up, so they're kind of going through this mindset, well, if yields are going to be higher tomorrow, why do I want to invest money today and I can wait? So we went through a process, an order period this morning from 10 to 11:30. I think all of you got your ordinance probably around, 4:30 this afternoon, and that's because we didn't finalize the sale till about 2 o'clock this afternoon. But I'm proud to report that every one of your bonds, all 25,780,000, have been sold. The City of Cabot, from its Series 21 and its 22 bonds, sold $97,480,000 in bonds. Your combined true interest cost of your 2021 Series A and B and your 2022 Series A and B came in at approximately about a 2.76% true interest cost. Back when we sold the bonds last year, the projected payoff of your Series A bonds, which is the taxable piece, which was the refinancing of your existing debt, is scheduled to pay off in the year 2031. The total amount of the bonds, including your tax-exempt piece, which was a little over $50 million, all those are projected to pay off in 2041. And keep in mind that those had a stated maturity of 2056. So they're going to pay off quite a bit earlier. So we came in with your Series 22 bonds. The 10-year Treasury, which is our benchmark, back on October the 4th, 2021, when we sold your bonds, was a 1.531%. Today, it closed at a 2.393%. So that kind of gives you an idea of the environment that we're in, that interest rates are up almost 0.9%. So we came in and we sold, we'll talk about the Series B first. The Series B was your tax-exempt series, and it issued the remaining authorization of those bonds that could be used as tax-exempt. We only had 3 maturities, 2022, 2023, 2024. All those bonds sold right off the bat. The true interest cost on those bonds was a 2.44%. Then we had the taxable piece, which was for your broadband, and then it was for 2 of the other projects that had to be taxable, which, Taylor, that was the animal shelter and the public health. And so we came in, and those bonds go from 2024 out to 2043, so 22 years. They're projected to pay off on June 1, 2040, so 3 years earlier. And that's based on your last 12-month sales tax collections, which have come in at $6,576,980. So we're projecting those to pay off 3 years earlier. The true interest cost on that issue came in at a 4.37%. Now remember, that is a taxable interest rate, so the investors that purchase your bonds will be paying federal and state income tax unless they are an Arkansan. If they're an Arkansan that bought your bonds, they just have to pay federal income tax. So the combined true interest cost of your 2022 A and B came in at 4.35. So when we take your true interest cost on 2021 at a 2.42, plus your true interest cost on your 2022 at a 4.35, based on the structure of the issues, you're coming in about a 2.76 on your total borrowing. So we had to do a little massaging. We had to change some coupons. We had to work with the investors out there, and we got down to around the end, and we had around $5 million, and one investor came in and bought the whole thing, was what I recall. It was the 2043 maturity, and so every one of your bonds have been sold. So congratulations, and we're set to close this issue on May 17th, and that's when the funds will be wired to U.S. Bank, and you'll be ready to start spending the bond proceeds. Now, one thing I want to mention, and Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong, but on your taxable piece, you can earn basically as much as they can earn on that project fund, and none of that, and you can keep every dollar of it. So we're going to work with the mayor and work with U.S. Bank to kind of look at a drawdown schedule on your broadband and have them try to invest those funds in investments that have to be backed by the full faith and credit of the United States, so we can get your yields as high as we can, because all those earnings that you get can go towards your project. One thing also we had to do on this issue, on your 21 issue, you had a call date that went out in 2028. that was the earliest you could prepay the issue. On this issue, because the environment we're in, we had to go to a 10-year call, so your redemption date is going to be June 1 of 2032. Doesn't mean you can't redo something earlier, it's just that it would be what is called an advance refunding as opposed to a current, very similar to what we did last year with the taxable piece on paying off your old bonds. Now, there may be more than you want to hear, but I did want y'all to know we did have to change the call date on the 22 bonds because that was the environment and is the environment that we're in, and that's what locked in the sales. So that's a quick summary. I'd sure be happy to answer any questions.
Council, do y'all have any questions for Mr. Trumper? I know, according to this, you need us to waive the second and third because the bonds were sold today.
I'm going to let Taylor, if that's okay with you.
Okay.
But I do want to say, Mayor, if I could, real quick, again, congratulations to the City of Cabot, and thank you all so much for the opportunity on behalf of Stevens and myself to work with you all.
Thank you, Jack.
Taylor?
Yes, Mayor, that's correct. We need the ordinance to be considered tonight, so we need to dispense with the second and third reading.
Do I have any council action?
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we waive second and third reading.
Second.
I got a motion from James, a second by Ed, to waive the second and third reading of ordinance number 10 of 2022. Any discussion, council? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes?
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. And you also need us to invoke the emergency clause.
We need a motion to adopt, and we need a motion to adopt the emergency clause. Before we get into that, does anybody have any questions about the ordinance? I passed out, each of you should have a redlined copy in front of you so you can see how we filled in those blanks. And so flipping through there, if you have any questions about any of that, I'm happy to answer them. This ordinance is essentially a supplemental ordinance. So we're issuing these bonds under ordinance number 37 of 2021, which is the bond ordinance. And so anything specific to this series of bond or this issue of bonds, as Jack just outlined, call dates, et cetera, will be in this ordinance. But other than that, the flow of funds, how the tax is collected and distributed, how the bonds are called down from surplus tax collections, all of that is the same as what we did in 2021. And as he mentioned, we'll close on May 17th. The procedure will be the same. We'll have various construction funds that are set up into which the bond proceeds will be deposited at closing.
I just want to mention one thing I meant to mention earlier. So the total project funds that you all raised from your two financings before any interest earnings was $75,454,214.02 for animal control, public health, parks and rec, drainage, streets, police, fire, and early warning. So that's what the funds that were realized out of your two bond sales.
And internet.
Yes, and broadband, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you'd like us to adopt the emergency clause for the public welfare?
That is correct. We've got to have a bond purchase agreement that is signed between the city and Stevens so that they can lock in the interest rates as outlined by Jack. So we need an emergency clause to make this ordinance effective immediately.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt ordinance number 10 of 2022.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Ed, a second by James, to adopt ordinance number 10 of 2022. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 7-0.
Mayor, since time is of an essence on getting these bonds processed and making sure that our interest rates stay where they need to be and all of that, I make a motion that we declare an emergency and adopt the emergency clause.
I got a motion. Ed,
Yes, I'll second.
okay. I got a motion by Ed, a second by James, to adopt the emergency clause as stated for ordinance number 10 of 2022. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call, please, Tammy.
Long,
Yes.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Coe,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack.
Yes.
Passes 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen. Next item is ordinance number 11 of 2022. Please, Tammy.
Ordinance number 11 of 2022, an ordinance to rezone the tract of real property referenced herein from R-1 to C-2, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. First reading.
Next item, ordinance number 12 of 2022. Please, Tammy.
Ordinance number 12 of 2022, an ordinance to rezone the tract of real property referenced herein from R-1 to C-2, amending the land use plan and for other purposes.
No other action.
Next item, ordinance number 13 of 2022.
An ordinance to rezone the tract of real property referenced herein from R-1 to R-4M, amending the land use plan and for other purposes.
No other action.
Okay. Next item, ordinance number 14 of 2022.
Number 14 of 2022, an ordinance to rezone the tract of real property referenced herein from R-1 to R-2S, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. First reading.
No other action.
Ordinance number 15 of 2022.
Ordinance number 15 of 2022, an ordinance to rezone the tract of real property referenced herein from R-1 to R-2S, amending the land use plan and for other purposes. First reading.
No other action on that one either, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Next item, resolution number 11 of 2022.
Resolution number 11 of 2022, a resolution authorizing the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into an agreement with CAPDD for the grant administration and other related services and for other purposes.
I make a motion that we adopt resolution 11 of 2022.
Second.
Got a motion by Ed, a second by Matt, to adopt resolution number 11 of 2022. Any discussions, council? Seeing none, all in favor, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Red.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next item, resolution number 12 of 2022.
Resolution number 12 of 2022, a resolution to authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to enter into a lease agreement with Gary and Sharon Kuntz of Lighthouse Retail, Inc., located at 905 West Main Street and for other purposes.
Mayor, I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 12 of 2022.
Second.
Got a motion by James, a second from Stephen, to adopt resolution number 12 of 2022. Any discussions? Seeing none, roll call vote, please, Tammy.
Red,
Yes.
Hillenberg,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Reed,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Waymack,
Yes.
Jones.
Passes
I'm
7-0.
sorry. Long is who I'm after.
And I'm here, yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
Passes 7-0. Next item is community input. If you have any community input, please approach the podium, and give us your name and if you live in Cabot.
I beat you. My name's Kathleen, for those of you who aren't familiar. I am the library director of the Lonoke County Libraries, and I wanted to introduce the new Cabot branch manager. Come on up. Stacy Barker is a Cabot native for all intents and purposes. I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stacy Barker. I'm the new branch manager at the Cabot Library and the new assistant director for the Lonoke County Libraries. I just wanted to say hi, and if y'all ever need anything, feel free to reach out to the library.
I appreciate you introducing yourself. Council, do you have any questions for Ms. Stacy? Thank you. Travis?
Mayor, City Council. So as Greg got up here earlier and spoke, one of our new events that we do having coming this coming Saturday is our Excited 5K race. It's the first one that we're actually doing. And so we actually hope to build a race series off of this and as we move forward, maybe get into a half marathon. Cabot wants to keep expanding, maybe one day a marathon. So, but that is this coming Saturday. You sign up at Run, sign up. And so it's pretty, maybe too late to get a T-shirt the day of the race, but we will get you a T-shirt if you wanted to sign up if you haven't had a chance to do that. Have some neat little things that we give. Every participant's going to get an Easter egg basket or a little Easter egg with something in it, just something a little special. Just make it fun for them. So, and we're also doing a kids 1 mile fun run, and we're gracious enough for our Cabot Public Schools because we're keeping the kids inside the confines without them having to get on a public roadway. And I know we hadn't got there yet, but also want to thank our police because I know they'll be out there helping us as we cross main thoroughfares. But if you're looking for something to do or just want to volunteer in some way, please reach out to us. We'd be glad to have you. We've got several volunteers, but you know, we never want to turn any away. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? See none. Council, do you have any last words? See none. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Got a motion from Matt, second by Ed. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned at 7:31. Thanks for coming, everyone.